Welcome to the first fair play lesson on forehands and backhands. Forehand and backhands are the nuts and bolts of tennis because they're the shots that we play the most. When we're teaching this term, we're going to be focusing on the biomechanics and the technique of the actual forehand and backhand. Very simply, we want the kids to start swinging with a low to high swing. For the younger kids, this is going to be the fundamental building blocks to building up towards hitting with topspin. And with our older kids, the kids who are playing comp, we want them hitting that topspin, those topspin balls, because they're going to be able to create more trouble for their opponents if they are hitting with topspin. Very simply, we're going to be teaching the turn, so getting the kids nice and side on. From here, we want the kids to be making a circular loop back behind them, so it's that circle, and then stepping into the shot, contacting out in front, so circle, step, and then shoulder, where they're getting that racket hand up to the opposite shoulder. For the backhand, it's going to be the opposite of that. We're teaching a double-handed backhand, so we're going to be, again, getting that turn. We want them to show the back of the shoulder to their opponent, that circle back behind them, trying to keep the circle below shoulder height, circle, step, contacting out in front, and again finishing up to the opposite shoulder. And we actually start the kids doing that with just using their hands, so it's turn, again, reach across towards that opposite fence, circle, step, contact, shoulder, back into the ready position, or the duck's bum position as we call it, and again turning. Now for this backhand one, we get a bit of wiggle, so hot potato, and we want them to make sure if they're a right hand, their left hand's finishing up on top. So they're turning, and again circle, step, hands out in front, and then shoulder, hands up nice and high. We also want the kids, or the adults, doing some fundamental things. So they're doing the fundamental things with the swing that we've already talked about, of turning to be really side on, showing the back of the shoulder, that circular swing back behind, but not too big, not getting above the shoulders, that contact out in front, and that follow through up and over. But we also want to really introduce footwork, lots of little steps. We want to make sure they're contacting the ball out in the right position, out to the side, as well as being just out in front. And trying to get the ball in that comfortable hitting zone. And the player's hitting zone exists between their hips and their shoulders, so that's where we really want to get them using their feet to try and get that ball in that comfortable zone where they're going to be able to really rip a forehand or rip a backhand.